the church is no longer the same. Back then, Jesus was feeding 5,000 plus people, but now 5,000 plus people are feeding one person. The truth that we don't talk about is one man's show. At church now, if I go to church looking proper, they're going to welcome me. Then when I don't look proper, they don't need me. Then one thing that I've learned as well, that the devil will always attack you at the point and level of your anointing. Because you have to understand that if I'm a football player, the devil will not come for my gift. That doesn't benefit him anything. It comes for my league because it's going to stop me from participating.
Even the church was not there to support you.
Let me tell you something, how do I say this? Like when things are bad, the church will be there somewhere praying. At that time, we don't need prayers. You need them being there with you. And sometimes it makes you believe that, the reason maybe Jesus, when he started his ministry, he didn't go to church to look for disciples. He had to go to the oceans, the marketplace to organize with Dr. Luke. He had to go to find where Peter was fishing. We don't know why he did that. He was coming from prayer. He didn't go to church to look for Abazalo and to start the ministry with him, to be part of. But so.
But did you have a church like a pastor who was like the family go to church? They knew everything was happening, but they didn't come.
It's difficult.
No, I need to understand. So the church didn't support you.
Yeah, like it was both. It was just us, me and my brothers and my uncles, and even people who were like helping us financially. It was like people who knew my sister from school, like friends, people who don't even go to church. That the ones who were like helping us financially. They were able to raise about 30,000, the money that we even use for private pathologists and everything.
Because there was a lot of money that's needed. But I still don't understand, why is it that your pastor, like the church that you went to, like your local church, like your local pastors couldn't come and help out? I don't understand.
Help out how?
With anything that the family
But
needs.
things have changed. The church is no longer the same. Back then, Jesus was feeding 5,000 plus people, but now 5,000 plus people are feeding one person.
Would you say that's the same?
It's the same, like with most of the churches. It's one man's show.
I'm shocked.
Like it's one man's show. Unfortunately, it's the truth that we don't talk about. It's one man's show. At church now, if I go to church looking proper, they're going to welcome me. Then when I don't look proper, they don't need me.
When you're going through your darkest hours.
Why don't you ask yourself, when Jesus said that I was in hospital, you never visited me. I was hungry, you never gave me. And he was talking to the Christians.
But tell me now, what is your relationship with church? We will go back to like how everything continued. How is your relationship with church right now? Not God. How's your relationship with church?
It was even with God in the beginning. I was angry, so very angry at Him. After working so hard in my life, suffering so much, and all of a sudden, when we started to make it, just take everything just like that. And I was like, what kind of God are you? Who does these things to your children? But then later on, it's only now that, and everything works together for my good. Up until I started checking that whatever that you kill or whatever that you overcome, you conquer it and you gain power or you gain authority. Like for an example, Jesus, he never went to hell until he overcame death. It was only after overcoming death and the grave, and then he went to hell to take the keys. Because he had authority now, he subdued death. Then now you check with David as well. After killing Goliath, two things happened there. He cut off
His head.
His head.
Yeah.
And head is a symbol of power and authority. Then now he was taking back the power back to the king because the head he presented it to the king, and the authority belongs to the king. Because that guy Goliath said something to say, whoever is going to win between us, if I kill you, it means that your people will save us.
Yes.
And then if you kill me, then our people will save you, meaning that you gain authority.
Yes.
So meaning whatever that you conquer, it must save you in a way.
Yes. Now.
So you check that what happened is he used Goliath's sword to cut off Goliath's head.
Oh.
So that thing that was meant to kill him is now disarming Goliath. And you understand that Goliath is a typological identity of Satan. Then now he's taking the weapon that was meant to kill him. Now he's cutting off Goliath's head. And now he took the weapon for himself, because as for the head, gave the power back to the king. But as for the weapon, he used it for future in his battles. So whatever that you conquer, that is why he was like, I come to the God who helped me to kill the lion, the bear. So now in his next battles, he was using the same weapon that he gained from the man who was supposed to kill him. So, and then I was like, oh, there's something.
Let's take it home. Let's take it home in the situation. What would you say that you have conquered in?
I suffer depression as the result of everything. Mental health, being in and out of, 3 times in psychiatric hospitals. It was bad, so very bad. But then one thing that I've learned as well, that the devil will always attack you at a point and level of your anointing. Because you have to understand that if I'm a football player, the devil will not come for my gift.
Yeah.
That doesn't benefit him anything. It comes for my leg, because it's going to stop me from participating. Because
So
my
he
anointing
came for your family.
So he came for my family, but he was targeting my head. Because this is the battleground.
Yes.
This is the engine. That's where my sanity. Because like the sound mind, the peace of God that God gave us, and the sound mind, and the sound mind.
It's gone. It will be gone.
It will be gone. But the one thing we like, because the peace of God surpasses human understanding, and it lasts in the midst of storm. So it works more like a pillar. It holds you together. And because the storm comes to scatter everything, but the peace of God will hold you together so that you don't lose your sanity, you don't lose your sound mind. So in the midst of everything, you're still able to function properly.
You're still able to go through the fire.
Go through the fire and navigate your way out. And still make, good decisions, sound decisions.
Would you say right now, would you say you have found your way?
Yeah, big time, because like I said now, we starting this thing, the forum, where we'll be dealing with the issues that are affecting like families
and
men. Like it will be something so nice. So now I realized back then I didn't understand much about mental health issues and everything.
Especially come from black communities. Mental health is never.
And back then I was divided and scattered. I didn't understand myself. I thought mind is this part of the body, but I didn't understand that it's also a vital organ. Like it's also a need, like other part of the body. It can feel pain, it need to be treated. You need. So now I'm more connected. I feel holy because I'm more in touch now with my
yourself.
emotions. Because the thing is, if you are all over, you are scattered. What will give? You cannot give what you don't have. But I feel more complete now. Like I can give anything. My cup is full and running over. Then I can be able to share myself and my life with other people.
But now let's go back to, okay, you buried your sister?
After burying my sister, I stayed 1 week at home because we had to finalize some stuff. Then I was tired. Then I came back this side. I got myself admitted. because I was tired. I was admitted at the psychiatric hospital. I stayed 16 days, but it was hectic because while there, my mom got sick and she was admitted.
At home?
Yeah, at home. Then,
so you're here in Gauteng, you're admitted?
I'm here
your
at home
mother is also
admitted.
admitted at home?
At home, not at the psychiatric hospital, like at a normal hospital. The situation was bad. She couldn't do anything anymore. Then when my mom was released, and then my sister's daughter, hospital. Then Mina, I'm still at the hospital. So it was difficult for me to concentrate on my treatment and everything. I had to ask my daughters to release me so that I can go home. Because when I got discharged, both my mom and my sister's daughter were admitted.
So you got discharged?
And then I went home.
You went home.
And I was sick and weak. But I had to go home.
But you had to go home.
Then I got to the hospital. I got home. They told me that my sister is due for discharge. I went to fetch her. And as I was fetching her, I got to see my mom and my niece.
They were admitted in the same hospital?
In the same hospital, same ward, but different rooms.
Okay.
So my sister's daughter was not even aware that my mom was there.
Sure.
So now I go to discharge her. So I told her that I'm going to fetch your medication and everything. And then I went to my mom. Then I saw my mom, but I could tell that there's no life.
Was not okay.
I got home an hour after she died. So now we have to organize another funeral.
So you got home after an hour?
Yeah, I got home. I stayed home like an hour. Now my sister's asking, my niece is asking, where's Coco? No, you left her at the hospital. She was like, but she was discharged. She followed you. She couldn't take it seeing you not okay. She was afraid that she's going to lose you again. So she was like, oh, okay. Then while we were just chilling, then messenger came to say she didn't make it. Then we had to organize another funeral. Then after the funeral, I got back this time, It's complicated because now remember.
So, but now, like you buried your sister, then after how long did you bury your sister now that your mother passed away?
3 weeks.
In a space of 3 weeks. And then who was there too? Who was left?
Left. It was like the whole family. My brother and my niece.
And what happened?
And at that time, my niece had to start with a matric exam.
Sure.
So we buried my mom on Thursday. Next week, Wednesday, she was studying with the matric exam.
But then at the time, did you not relapse? Because I wouldn't even say perhaps you were even making progress.
I went back to alcohol. I was drinking like every day.
Okay, but then now there's no structure at home. Now you have to organize a funeral again.
Again, yeah.
What happened?
We had to speed up the process. We buried her, made sure that we don't delay any time. Next week, the following week, Thursday, we buried her because she died on Friday. Thursday, the following week, we buried her.
And like, how are you feeling at this time? Like how is your mental state? Organizing because it takes a lot. You're not okay. You're not okay. You just came out of trauma, and now you're organizing.
You have to do what you have to do. Just have to do what you have to do.
You just had to go on.
Yeah. You don't feel yourself anymore. You just go on.
You're just operating, but your body and your emotions are just not connected. And then again, was there ever like community to come and support? Like how was
we
it?
We
were
on our own.
You're on your own. Like relatives?
Yeah, relatives were there. Like it was draining even financially.
Of course.
Like it was draining.
For one funeral on its own, it's enough to drain you financially.
You don't even have a place to sleep.
And then how did you get all the finances to now bury your mother?
I don't remember we have like policies and all the things. So we did something. We didn't go for something big. It was just a basic. Just wanted to.
Just
the basics.
To get everything.
And we had to bury her during the week to avoid weekends. It will come with a lot of people. So yeah.
And then after that, did you come back? Or
after that, I had to stay at home with her so that she can write exam. Then I had to come because now it was no October. Then she's writing. I stayed October, November, December at home.
You didn't even come back to
I
Gauteng?
was only coming just to check, maybe only because I had to see my doctor like almost once a month. And my doctor is this side.
It's in Gauteng.
So I was calm for a weekend, and now back home this side, they feel neglected. It's like,
where is your wife at the time?
How there?
Oh, so now when you come to see your doctor, you'd see your wife?
Yeah, sometimes no, because now it was too much. It's like now she started feeling like I'm choosing my sister's daughter over her. So now things started,
Did you have children at the time?
No,
you didn't have children.
We didn't have children. So like it was.
Sure, she was.
Then I came back January. I had to go back to work. But it was bad because now remember I don't have a place to sleep at home anymore. Now I have two. My sister's child is now my child.
Yeah.
Then now you have to build a house again from scratch. It needs money, and you don't have it.
You don't
so
have
now
it.
you were supposed to get married. Then you have to call everything off because you can't continue just like that.
Of course, you cannot.
Then obviously,
now you had to cancel. You had to sit them down and say, "Now we're canceling the wedding
we
because
canceling everything."
I'm not in the right state of mind to even, be part of this at
You
this
understand?
point. And there's no hope.
There's no home. There's no money. Then now,
how did they feel about it?
Obviously, my wife didn't take it well because I mean, like a woman, like every woman wants to get married. Like,
Of course, everyone wants to get married.
already like she sold the idea to her friends, to everyone. So now that dream is just taken away from me just like that. And now you see your man is going through the most severe depression.
Yes.
Then I was sick now, like I collapsed physically. I collapsed so many times. I was weak. I suffered from chronic fatigue for a very long time. I'm not yet there, but yeah.
Something that you still
It was work, back
with.
home, sleep, work, back home, sleep, work, back home, sleep. And then sometimes I will sleep 3 days straight. So
My goodness.
without even going to work, I'm tired. I don't have energy to do anything.
And like, did you obviously not expect support from your wife at the time to say, I'm going through the most. I mean, you are my wife.
Yeah,
you're my family now.
You will expect it, but then remember, support is a choice.
No,
it's a choice in a way. People choose what to do with their lives. You can have your own expectations, but your expectations can be your downfall. So now, because now I have to rebuild this side, then there's life this side again. So the salary is still the same. Salary is still the same. Now I have to have a home. Now conflict started there
between you and your wife.
Yeah, and then like this is what it is. At that time, I'm angry. I lost my house. The way I lost it, so I'm like,
it's in a traumatic way.
I'm going to build it. Then, I just started building it.
You started building from scratch?
Yeah. I called TLB to destroy the whole house. Then we started like building the house from scratch. Now, obviously, it's affecting us financially.
It is affecting you because you had actually built the structure. You're done.
Then now it was like, hey, I can't take it anymore. It was like, hey, it's too much. It's affecting me as well. We tried, but unfortunately.
What is affecting you?
No, like for example, we're no longer giving me that attention. And physically always sick, and then financially things are bad now. I have to take a lot now. I have to cover things. So it was too much on her as well, and it's too much on me as well. And I'm not there for her financially.
You can't be there for her.
I understand, but as I'm saying, all have our priorities at the end of the day. and she have her own needs. I have my own needs,
Yeah.
and then our priorities now have changed.
Of course, they've changed.
They have changed. So Mina, I'm looking for my own interest. She's looking for her own interest. So we both right, we both wrong. I want what I want, she wants what she wants, and you cannot blame her on that. And then you end up choosing what you think will be best for you, and she chose what she thinks is best for her, and we ended up,
Breaking
and
up.
the thing is, my mental state was bad because I was suffering from severe depression at that time. Then I felt like, this constant fighting was always sending me back to hospital, collapsing, weak every now and then. So we're like, for now, let me choose myself over everything else.
My healing.
My healing, my mental health, and then my sanity. Then I left the house, and that was it.
And there's still no communication up until today. Or obviously to say, let me support you. You have been my partner. Let me at least try to support you. We are no longer together, yes, but let me try to support you.
And then after that, we're like, let's just end it. Because I'm in a position whereby I can't give you what you want. And
that's how
I need to know your strength. It's like, if someone wants this and you want this, and in a position whereby you agree to disagree or disagree to agree, you're like, I can't give you what you want, and you can't give me what I want, and I'm not willing to compromise. She's not willing to compromise.
So, like, what would you say is like coming out of that when you're expecting your partner to hold your hand at the time? Especially that I would say partners sometimes can be the best, coping mechanism, or they can even be the best
supporting system.
Yeah, supporting structure at the time. What is your relationship with love and maybe going back and thinking, like, what do you think right now of love and relationships?
I took my time out focusing on myself because after that I had to relapse. I went back to hospital, was readmitted again, working on my separation and depression. Then after that I took some break. Yeah, until now I think
you're back.
Back again. Hence, I'm studying this romance and money. Because you have to understand, Sister Gucci, money is 21st century now. And as 21st century, women are making more money than us. We have to be honest. And then you grow up from your father's house whereby your father was buying bread. Then you got married to me. And then I was buying bread for you for 15 years. And then all of a sudden, I cannot buy bread anymore. Then what does it make me? Because it's like more my identity is attached with my ability to provide, and yet I cannot provide anymore. And when it's a shock of your life. Now I have to buy bread. Like, I'm 45, I've never bought this thing in my whole life. I have to take care of this man, and I was praying that because the issues of life are more easily called than taught. Now it's a whole lot of things.
But that's the thing, right? The crux of it, your identity as a man is connected to how much you can provide, or your identity as a man is connected to your provision.
But to my provision.
To your provision as a man.
But you have to understand, if you are in a situation, if things happen, your man can lose his job, can get involved in a car accident so that he won't be able to function anymore and provide anymore. What does it make him?
It makes it. I don't know. It might make him a failure in the eyes of a woman.
It makes him a failure, but he used to provide. But he's in a position now he cannot provide anymore. And
so those are one of the things that you're talking about in this.
The thing is, you understand money is unisex. That is why, like, when you go to buy bread, there's no the amount of male and amount of female. Bread is bread. You understand? I don't have money now. You have it. But now you're not trained on how to use your money for me. Your mentality, the culture, the religion says free. I'm the one who have to take care of you. I'm in a situation I cannot take care of you anymore. Does it mean that I'm now less of a man?
What does it mean?
Does it mean that now, look at this, we're staying in Soweto somewhere in a location. You feel like maybe I have now accumulated enough money. I want us to go to Senten. I cannot afford to buy the bond in Senten. I can afford to buy a house in Soweto. And when you feel like you want to go to Satan, and my culture says I have to provide a roof, and yet how will I feel? Oh, now I have to be in under my wife's roof. That is the culture, but it's 21st century. Things are changing. Women also need to realize that they are making more money, and they are outnumbering us as well, and they are making more money than us. So, and if you are making more money than you will have to get someone who's earning more than you, and most of them are taken. If they're not taken, they play for the other teams. They are in prisons and all those things. So what's going to happen to you?
Or they even play the ground because now is the man with money.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So what happens?
So those are one of the issues that you guys.
Those are the issues that we need to address for the 21st century.
What do we do with such issues?
That's why we need to we have like organized good people who understand, more especially those who are in those positions whereby you are earning more than your husband. You have to buy bread. How was it like having to buy bread for the first time and seeing your husband eating that bread? And now the husband is not used for the wife to be the one buying bread. He's still shocked. You are shocked to be the one buying bread. So two people are shocked now.
How do we address that? I'm saying now, how do you address? You want to talk about
how do we come? Like how do we address that? But we need to understand that things have changed.
It's true.
Back then, yes, it was like that, but now we have to focus on now. I'm the one with money now. I'm the one with money now. I want to stay in Senten, but this guy can only afford me Soweto. But I want to go to Senten. So what's happening now? And he's willing to pay, but he's still willing. The culture doesn't allow him to be staying in Senten in a house that is paid by a woman. You understand? So we're trying to break the culture and the religion to understand things are changing, and we need to be realistic about all these things.
Goodness. I love it, especially I love it when you say we need to be realistic.
We need to be realistic.
Let us be realistic.
You understand? She's buying the bread, and you have to. It's not like when you buy bread and he eats, you're doing him a favor, or you are so powerful and so special. You're returning the favor, because relationship is all about it's two-way thing. If I can buy you eat, what stops you from buying and eat, and then I eat, without having to feel bad about it? We are equal partners. What does it mean, equal partners?
Now we need to break that cultural mentality.
Cultural mentality and focus. We here now. If God can change the system, who are we? Remember, God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. God the Father was operating in heavens, and then now he realized, okay, man messed up. Devil took, the land. And then now he's sending the Son. He's coming as a son. You understand? A servant now to take back the land and give it back to us, the power, and give back to us. Then realize the body is limiting me. It makes me to be monopresent. Let me go back and send the Spirit so that the Spirit will be all over, omnipresent. Those are the systems. And if God can check, this system can only work until here, but then that is going to hinder me in the future. And then he changes it. Because the Son is saying, I have to go back to the Father, because if I don't get the Spirit, will not come. It's understanding the times, which seasons are changing. The next season will need the Holy Spirit, because the Holy Spirit is omnipresent. But the legs are limiting you, the body are limiting you. But the Holy Spirit is everywhere, that it will be easy to reach the masses.
That is profound. That is profound. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and your story with us. My goodness. I didn't know that when I was sitting here, I would take so much. There's so much takeaways to take from this episode. There's so much takeaways. Just tell us, like, how did you bounce back? Like, what God did for you? Like, how are you feeling right now? Because, after everything that you told me, I feel like you still appreciate life. You still full of life. You're still loving life, and you still want to help people after everything, because maybe we should be helping you.
The thing is, you have to understand that in life, like I said, indicated, For the devil will always test you at the point and level of your anointing. And lately, did you know that by doing so, he's exposing himself? Because if he can target here, you look those cars that are carrying money, they don't look good, they're not fancy, but people are after them because of what inside of them.
What they carry.
Because
The
of what
value
they're
of the
carrying.
money inside.
There's no way the devil will come after you if you carrying nothing. So obviously, the more he attacks you, and at the same moment, there's something special about you. So it makes you to sit down and ponder over and check. Alright, he's attacking me. Where is he attacking? It's after my mental health. But the simple is maybe I can be the well of the living waters. There's something about me that this guy is after, that is afraid. Then simple means let me sit down and realize what is it that is afraid of me? Why is he targeting this? Why not the leg? Why not the heart? Then there's something. Then you grab it and you're like, oh, maybe I'm the streams of the living waters. Through me, I'll be able to touch life. I'm not a dam, but I'm flowing.
You're
Then
flowing.
let me fill my cup first, and then after filling my cup, and then when it starts running over, I share my life and I share my stories. I share my testimony. The same weapon that was supposed to kill me, let me take it and cut off his head, because his head is a symbol of power, it's a symbol of authority. So I'm taking, I went to the battle with my power. I come back now with double powers. I have now the power of the enemy, and I went there carrying my own weapons. So now I have double weapons.
Wow. To attack the enemy.
To attack the enemy.
And then you're doing that.
And after that, after attacking the enemy, I need to back then, they were now possessing the spoils. Whatever belonged to the enemy belongs to me. Because now the enemy, because like if you check, Goliath is the one who said, whoever, if I win, we subdue, we become our servants. Then if you win, we work for you. He was revealing that secret. Then I was like, oh, okay, that's how it works. And then after that, you take even their spoils. Then you more richer than you were before. So then I said to me, I choose to be better, not bitter. And like my life, it simply means there's something special about me. So let me check, what is it that is special about me? And then I found it. Hence now, like I'm talking about romance. But I'm still talking about romance. And like it's not about me. And now I'm reaching out to people to say, because like I've invited powerful people, like, because remember the time I was going to the hospital, I connected with the psychologist and my doctors. So the very same, the devil sent me to hospital because he thought that it's killing me. But when I went there, I came with connections now.
Wow.
So the same people who are treating me, I'm using them now to treat other people.
Wow. Yeah.
Because like my doctor, my psychiatrist, my psychologist, I'm using them now to tackle these topics.
Oh, they're with you.
They're with me in this thing. Sure. So now the ones who now I'm just coordinating the whole thing.
And you're just creating a platform.
A platform, and then my doctor will address the financial part of it. And it's good, like when it's coming from a woman. Like imagine the whole psychiatrist. They're making good money. To say I'm a psychiatrist, but I'm a wife. And then you can assume most of them they are making even more money than their husbands. And then now
that's how now you address the issue.
You understand? But now I'm a psychiatrist, I'm making more money, but I'm a wife. And then you'll be like, okay, maybe this person is making more than $1 million a month. And then whenever you are making 15,000 Mokgadi, but now you feel like you are the boss lady. You boss your husband around. When he eats that Albani bread, she's buying rye bread. She doesn't complain about that. And obviously, like, if the whole doctor is still submissive, she understands her duties and the roles, though she's having money, but she can still be a wife with her own money. And then when obviously is going to challenge you. So that's how we took the whip of the devil, using the very same whip now to terrorize him.
Wow. Sure, there's so much that I've so much learned and picked up from this episode, and I just want you to encourage someone who's going through the same thing right now, who's thinking suicide is a solution, substance abuse is a solution. I just want you to look at that camera and just talk to someone to give them hope, to say, I have been through the most. I have been through hell and back, and you can do it too if I can do it.
All I'll say is, I once preached in Pretoria to say, don't die in Haran or don't settle in Haran. I'll just narrate the story for a second. You remember when Abraham and his father and Sarah left Ur, they departed to Canaan. And then Abraham was married to Sarai, and they took Lot as well with them. And it was after Lot's father died, his name was called Haran. I remember the word Haran. Then, as they were going to Canaan, they came across a city called Haran. Haran means a hillock, it means a mountain. Obviously, to them, it was like a shocker, it was like a trigger, their trauma, because they lost Haran. They come across a city called Haran. So, whatever that they were running from now, they are meeting it. Then now they decided to settle in Haran. You know, settling, when you decide to settle, is when your situation overcomes you and then you succumb to it. They decided to settle there. That's when God came in chapter 12 to say, Abraham, I want you to take everything and go to the land that I'm going to show you. And at that time, Abraham's father died in Haran. And he was not supposed to die there. But now he died in Haran. And then in my message, I was like, don't die in Haran. Don't settle in Haran. Haran, that's where you're passing. There's nothing wrong about sitting, gaining your strength. We have seen Elijah sitting down, crying to God, take my life. One prophet after killing the prophets of Baal. But then God, when came, you see how God understands these things. It's not rushing Elijah. You are a man of God, you have just killed the prophets of Baal. You know what he said? Eat and drink. So you need to find something that will give you hope, something that will make you to hang in there. You don't have to think about tomorrow. Sometimes you have to think about the next hour or the next minute. And then if you can make it for the next hour, you can make it for the next hour and next hour. Before you know it is a day, before you know it is a week. But find us something, that one thing that will keep you going. Because I told myself that if the devil with one weapon, he was able to kill my sister, and the same weapon killed my mother. And then I was like, am I that cheap? Are you going to use the same weapon that you used to kill my sister and my mother to kill me as well? No, bring it on. Use something different now. Come with a special weapon that is meant for me. Because you cannot use one weapon.
Yes.
And then you kill my sister and my mom. And with the very same weapon, you want to kill me too. No. 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 Come with something different. And I remember saying this to myself. I wanted to take all my medications and die because it was too much. I was like, I just want to rest. Because like when you go through the most, death is like Beyonce. It's the most attractive thing ever.
Did you hear that?
Like when you're going through the most, death is like Beyonce. It's like Halle Berry in her 20s. It's the most attractive thing ever because you want to rest and forget. Then now you're taking alcohol, you're taking drugs. You feel like, okay, it gives you that rest, but now you want something permanent. Yes.
You want something permanent.
You want to rest. There's nothing for you. You are empty here. But there must be something that is going to give you hope, saying, I will. Remember the woman with the issue of blood? She was like, I want to touch the hem. So now her point was like, I'd rather die on the way, but I want to touch the hem. That was her vision. It kept her going. The hem. And obviously, check, man, this is what happened. Jesus was wearing a dress. And then he touched the edge of his garment. And if you can, I can touch the edge of your garment. It also symbolizes how down she was. It simply, I cannot touch this while standing. She was also down, maybe crawling or rolling, in order for her to access that part. It can tell you how weak she was because she lost a lot of blood. Then she was down, empty and dry. But then she was able to access. She didn't go for no.
It's true.
She didn't go for the chest. The last part. Sometimes just go for the little that you can get. That little thing, that ham, grab whatever that you can grab.
Wow.
We soldier on. We cannot afford to die in Haran and die with Haran. Because Haran died. So we can't die in Haran and die with Haran.
Just before we wrap up the show, I just want you to advertise tell the viewers more about the event that is coming.
Oh yes.
Like when is the date? Like tell us everything. How much do we pay? We are definitely coming.
Like the event will be on the 21st of September in Krugersdorp. The venue will still be communicated, the later stage. So what will be happening? We are having three, one a clinical psychologist and one counseling psychologist. So they're going to share the topic of romance because we understand romance is more spiritually than physically. It's more psychological and emotionally than physical. So we need to break it down so that it gets home. We understand what is romance all about. And then the second one, like it will be the money issue, money in relationship with our finances, because it's like we have given money so much power. I understand money is one of the resources, but these resources, we cannot give it power to be even above us. It must work for us. It cannot like have access to all the rooms in our relationships. It must be grounded. So how do we ground money and not allow money to gain power over us? But how do we be in a position where we have money, we have power over it?
Wow.
So then we'll be having even this petition. So as people be coming, I mean, most of the time, like when you start events, there will be those delays. But we don't want to keep people waiting, doing nothing. And there are those who come early, but we still don't want to keep them waiting, doing nothing. So and then there will be people who be offering services like free services like hands massage and food massage while you're waiting, and also those 360 degrees, you're taking pictures while waiting. Yeah, it's 350. 350. It will be, believe you
An
me.
entrance per person.
Yeah, per person. There will be, a light meal, but the things that you'll be getting, Bona, is going to save your marriage. Remember, when you lose your marriage, you spend thousands. Some they even spend millions. So with 350, it can help you to save a lot of money and save yourself from those battles and fights over money issues and romance and everything. Can even send you to psychiatric hospitals. Now you end up suffering both depression and anxiety. So if you come, it can save you from a lot of things.
Definitely. Thank you so much for trusting your story and for coming and just sharing your story with us. It has certainly encouraged me. Everyone has their own battles in life, and my biggest takeaway from it would be find that thing that you can hold on to, and don't stress about a lot of things. Just concentrate on that one thing that you can hold on to up until the next day. Definitely, God will come through for us. We will never serve God in vain. And the Bible also says that we cannot labor in vain. In every labor, there are rewards, right? Even if a woman goes to the labor room, she comes back with a baby. You understand? So that is the kind of God that we serve. Thank you.
And in conclusion, I will say to someone who's suffering, God, don't die with your death. Remember, there are people who died, but they're still living in our minds. There are a lot of people who died long time ago, but we're still using their products, we're still using their resources. They're still having impact even in today's life. So what I'm saying is you can die, it's fine, but make sure when you die, you don't die with your death.
I see what you mean. Like big brands, like Colgate. They were established back then.
But that's still standing. Don't die with your death.
From us, the Red Table, we say that this is our little token of appreciation. Thank you so much for coming.
Wow.
And we hope you appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. And this is a powerful and a beautiful story Thank you for tuning in, and please like, share, and subscribe on our page. And please be blessed.